What's up, YouTube? The one and only 1215 here, coming up on my new team's channel, Team Paper Jet. But yeah, got a Gem Knight control profile. There are some things that I would like to do with the deck that I didn't get to, between fundage and the fact that I just couldn't get my hands on stuff that I needed. But the basic principle of the deck is the same. All it is Gem Knight control. The deck revolves around going into Prismara and popping shit, and then going into, there's always Zirconia, the Beat Stick, and Citrine to wear your opponent down. It's very control based, not Ruby OTK like many people like. But yeah, here we go. Started off with the effect monsters, pretty much staple for any Gem Knight deck. 3-gem Armadillo. He lets you search out any Gem Knight monster to your hand, and that's crazy good. 3 Obsidian. Another staple as far as Gem Knight decks are concerned. Whenever he's sent from your hand to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 lower normal monster in your graveyard, special summon the target. So you can basically do a loop with him and Sapphire, Garnet, Tourmaline, etc. Fuse him and your vanilla. Him and your vanilla together, special the vanilla, have your fusion. Go total butt rape. 2 Lazuli. It's a little different, but basically if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one monster in your graveyard, add that target to hand. Not as good, but usable. Volcanic Shell. I was never a fan of the Volcanic Shell engine in Gem Knights, but it does work. I need another one badly, and I will ditch the Penguin Soldier when I get another one for another Volcanic Shell. But yeah, he's a Pyro Fusion for Citrine and Ruby. And yeah, have a Gem Turtle, because without Gem Knight Fusion this deck sucks, and you need this to add Gem Knight Fusion. Penguin Soldier, just a tech. I'll get rid of it once another one of these gets involved. Rabbit. Well, there are a lot of fucking vanillas. 3 Crystal. He's a big-ass beat stick. There's not a lot more to say. He's pretty easy to bring out because his deck can swarm the field like a motherfucker. And if it doesn't, he's always fusion fodder. He's a rock type. Just fuse into Zirconia, or fuse him with your Tourmaline for Prismara, or your Garnet or Volcanic Shell for Citrine. Nothing too big around there that needs explanation. 2 Garnet, just a vanilla, Pyro vanilla. 2 Tourmaline, your Thunder vanilla. A Sapphire. When the next one of him comes in, I am only going to be running 2 Sapphire and 2 Crystal. I want to run 2 of each vanilla. I think it's the most consistent way to do it with your rabbit plays. Alright, but that's the monster lineup. There are 20 of them. 3 Gem Knight Fusion. It's a hard ass. Not a lot else to say. Basically just banish 1 Gem Knight monster from the graveyard and add that card to your hand when this is engraved. That's amazing. 2 Particle Fusion. It's like Super Poly on roids. It's like a Super Poly meets Power Bond for Gem Knights. It's amazing. Then staple mode time, we have 2 MST, Darkhold, Book. That's the spells. There are 10 of them. Here are the traps. The biggest problem with this deck is if its plays get stopped, which is moderately easy to do, you're fucked. So you have to be able to stall, which leads to 3 Fiendish. Love that. Mirror Force for Mass Destruction. A Pyrox Fusion. It's basically a Trap Poly, is what it is. Magic Cylinder, because Magic Cylinder is a personal favorite of mine. Is my followers from my old channel will know, and the new channel's followers will soon learn. Magic Cylinder gives me a hard on. It just does. It's amazing. T-Roar, because it's T-Roar. Compulse, and TT. And then the final card of the deck is the most interesting. It's Gozen. Gozen is usually a sided card, but if you think about it, in this deck, it puts in major Dick Twirly work. I don't think I've ever gone into a monster that's not Earth type in this deck, because there aren't any other than Volcanic Shell and Penguin Soldier, and that's not a big loss to the deck. And if you're playing something like, I don't know, E-Drags, Dragon Ruler plants, things of that nature, any kind of E-Drag variant, Gozen is gonna put in work. So yeah, onto the extra. Let me get them out here. I kind of forgot to prepare the extra for the vid, so just look at my pretty mat that you can't see because of the way I have the camera positioned. And this is not a full extra deck. This is a 9-card extra deck that can be, the other 6 slots are all personal, because this deck, these are just the ones required for my build, and that's 3 Zirconia, because he's a big ass 2900 beat stick, and the best part about him is he only needs a Gem Knight and a Rock, which means I can fuse him with Armadillo, Turtle, etc. after I've used their effects, which is good. 3 Prismara, discard 1 Gem Knight card, pop any face-up card on the field. Just dish Gem Knight Fusion, get your Gem Knight Fusion back. Do it again next turn. Quite simple. Then Citrine is just a big ass beat stick. Your opponent can't chain anything to Citrine. Is pretty much the gist. So it puts in work. Like I said, the other 6 cards are purely personal preference. I usually run a Master Diamond and sometimes some rubies. It's all personal preference, really. I like to have some exceeds, like overlay 2 Citrine, overlay Citrine into Prismara, overlay 2 Prismara, overlay 2 Zirconia. Just some basic exceeds. You're not going to use them a lot, but when you do, it makes you feel amazing about yourself. That's just a personal recommendation. It's not required by any means to run the deck well. But yeah, that's been my Gem Knight control deck. I'll probably put a skeleton up of it for sale, because I don't like it that much myself. It's a fun deck, don't get me wrong, but the deck would be better suited to run aggro, and again, you're going to find out, other than Chaos Dragons, I am a big control person. I know it seems kind of weird, because this format I'm playing windups and Chaos Dragons, but that's because they're going to be good this format, not because I enjoyed them. I liked Evil Swarm last format. Just control based, and this deck doesn't run as well of control as it would if somebody did minor tweaks to it and made it aggro, like Ruby OTK. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. The one and only 1215, signing off.